Hey, what's going on? I hope you are doing well. Let's talk about data and marketing in the lawn care world. In case you're new here, my name's Chris Gentry. I'm the founder of MyServiceArea, or MSA as we call it. And we've been having a lot of discussions with our customers about marketing. How can they improve their marketing efforts, be more mindful of the dollars they spend, and really hopefully kind of take the guesswork out of the where do I need to spend my marketing dollars. So we said, we capture the address of all these inquiries, and there's a lot of data there. So let's do a data dump, run it through AI, and see if we can identify some trends that would be very helpful for your business when it comes to spending marketing dollars. Not everybody has an open checkbook to spend unlimited dollars on marketing trying to get leads. In case you're new here, my service area is a geo-fencing tool for home service businesses that allows our customers to create profitable zones so they're not looking up addresses. Basically, it pre-qualifies them on their address. So if they're in one of your zones, they get through. If they're not, they get blocked. And it lives on your website, or if you have in-house staff, you can use the MSA map to look up addresses. So very simple tool, but very powerful. So let me set the stage here on what we're looking at. So this customer is in the Southeast, probably between 1 and 1.4 million, running 7 to 9 trucks. So that's what type of lawn care business they are. And they have been a MSA customer for over a year. And what we did was we took their data, we exported it, imported it into AI, and said, AI, can you find the trends? It came back and presented this information that I'm getting ready to show you. This is nothing fancy at all, because what we're trying to do here is just collect feedback. So we can look at this information and go, wow, we need to build these dashboards into MSA, because this information is extremely important to the success of our customers. So keep that in mind. Nothing pretty here, but I'm just going to run through it. I've talked enough, so let's dive into this. And so this first screen is the day of the week. So the volume that they have of inquiries through the days of the week. And you can see here, it's pretty consistent across the board, but Mondays and Wednesdays are their high volume days. Kind of cool thing about running data through AI is it will give you recommendations too. So it's pretty nice. Here's the time of the day. So this is very interesting that it's all in the PM. There's nothing that stands out in the AM. So to me, that's, people that wake up, they're not worried about their grass or their yard. It's only maybe until not maybe, it is till 1 p.m. But with 2 p.m. being the highest one. But you can see that these numbers are all pretty close. But from 1 p.m. all the way up to midnight, they are looking at websites for lawn care. Here's another little insight. That 8-hour block from 1 to 8, 65% of all lookups. It's crazy. So here's another thing what I was talking about with AI giving some insights. I just included that so you can see what that does. Now we're going to do the breakdown of this data by zones. Now this particular customer has a lot of zones. And it really leverages the power of MyServiceArea, or MSA, when it comes to creating zones and understanding where the inquiries are coming from. So you can see here, Zone 1 and Zone 6 are his hotspots. So you say, Chris, well, what does this actually mean? Well, when you look at Zone 1, he can look at Zone 1 and see, is this a bigger zone, bigger neighborhoods? Does he already have a lot of customers there? What is going on in this particular zone? Did he run a marketing campaign, in the last 6 to 12 months that created all this interest? really needs to understand of what's driving that interest in that zone, along with zone 6. That's another zone that's a big area. So, for face value, do we have the ability to dump even more money from a marketing standpoint and target zones 1 and zone 6 even further to build out more route density? And then you get down here to zone 17. Well, what's zone 17? Why is that so low? Is the population low count there, residential homes, what have you? Those are things that you can look into and dive into when you have the information like you're seeing here within your business. This is a really cool one. The growth over time for the last 12 months versus the previous. So this is going to run from April 23 to March 24, and then April 24 to March 25. So zone 8, look at the amount of inquiries. It's crazy. So what's going on in zone 8? That's something that we need to take a look at. And maybe that was a sleeper zone, if you will. Maybe you only had 1 or 2 customers there, and then you did some door hangers, or maybe you did some direct mail. What's driving that increase there in that zone? And then zone 1. So what is zone 1? Those are just things that you can really dive in and look at when you've got the information. If you don't know the information, you're just shooting blind. Here's some, again, some AI consideration, some action steps for consideration. Fastest rising zones, zone 8, huge growth, zone 12. All of these are pretty big, relatively speaking. What's going on in these zones? Zone 8, did we do a marketing campaign there? Door hangers, what have you. Zones with the biggest declines. So this is where we need to jump in and see what's going on. Is competition a factor here in 21? Are we trying to reduce, zone 21 in zone 17? These are some big, significant drops here. Zone 3, what in the world happened there? So you can take this information and dive into it further to see what's going on, because you really need to understand what's going on in your business to be successful and be profitable. So that was the last slide here. Like I said, very informal, cut and paste. Wanted to share this with you because I want to hear comments from you. Is this information useful to you? Because we've already been collecting some feedback and it's all been positive, but I'm sure there's some negative comments out there just waiting to be shared. So, please comment on this video. Let me know what you think. Is this something that would bring even more value to MSA if there was a dashboard in there? Or even if it was, something that we had to do on the back end as a quick fix, if you will, to get results. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to reading your comments. Have a good one.